Hello, good morning, my people. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is Srtv. Uh, there's London, and the show is Wake Up Nigeria. What do we do here? This is a show where we take a look at the Nigerian dailies and dwell on topical issues. Issues are part of a nation. They are bound to be issues. The way issues are part of our lives. So how we handle it is what really matters. And in our existence, the way God created the world, God created the society for himself, and perhaps we ask for a set of rules. And God gave us which that we find a way to govern ourselves. Now, in every society in the world today, there's something called government. What is government? Just a set of rules have been agreed upon by this group of people who said they want to be governed by these rules. And that's what Nigeria will happen to have a constitution. Now, people are then elected to make sure those rules are followed to the letter. And that is why we call somebody called government. Today, this happens to be one of the major challenges we have in Nigeria and perhaps most of the African nation. What can I say? We have to accept it that it is one of those things that we have to deal with as a people. But what I really want to talk about today is something very interesting, something I think we all talk about, perhaps not really asking ourselves, what does this really mean? We now appreciate that there's need to have a government. Even in the Bible, for those of you that go to church every Sunday, there's these stories where you read again and again of God giving children of Israel kings. If you go to the Bible, you read the portion of kings and you read and read and read and read and read and read. There's so many kings in the Bible. Now, who are the kings? They are the people, sometimes ordained by God. I want to say appointed by people, accepted by God to run the affairs of men. And today, there are governments across the nation, across the world, appointed by men, I would say ordained by God to run the affairs of men. Now, these people are not perfect, so they make one or two mistakes. And perhaps the responsibility of good governance also, which is what I'm going to talk about today, perhaps must not lie only on those we appoint to lead us. On today's show, I want us to examine what is good governance. The reason I say this is there is always issues and there will always be issues. In the United Kingdom, for instance, we have issues of riot, people who are disoriented, people who are unhappy that we foreigners are in their land, taking their jobs, taking their money. That's how they see it. And I can understand that. I can relate to that. Because this is their land. And we just bump in and we're here because of certain rules that the international war of humanity has created, which the United Nations has begun to accept, that we can live everywhere based on the rules of the people. Now, based on the rule of people in the United Kingdom, most of us are here. That doesn't make it our own until we're able to do so. Today, anything that happens, they see it as an invasion of their own on their own land. Now, it is sad. It's hard to say, oh, what they're saying is wrong. But this is their land. And we're here legally. That's what they're going to use. So there's the argument. Some of them can't buy it because it's just the case if I'm in my village and I have no food to eat and I can see somebody from another place who have built many houses in my own village, and I'll be wondering, this is my money. The person did not actually stop me from making money from building my own house, but I will still be aggrieved, whether I like it or not. That is human nature. Today in the UK, a set of people, they call them the far right, want to kick us out. There was a day I said something And I dare say it today again. I don't want to be prophet of doom. When the children of Israel arrived Egypt, the Pharaoh they met, the king they met was very friendly. He received them because, of course, their brother was then prime minister. Then the time came when these kings in Pharaoh didn't see, you were there, you begin to acquire wealth, and some people local are not. See what happened with Hitler. At the end, they begin to bring out this ideology that the foreigners are here, they've taken on. That was how a king or a pharaoh turned against the children of Israel. And the story is what we have been reading in the Bible. Until God said, let my people go. Two sides of the story. I wonder what the Pharaoh's people, what the people in Egypt were saying. I know the Egyptians, the Israelites are saying that God said, let my people go. But what would the people of Egypt say at that moment? That's a different story. See, the Bible is written from the Israeli point of view. What about the Egyptian? What were they saying? Do they have any issues? What I'm trying to say today is, as much as I'm not happy that I've been asked to leave a nation, because I think I'm genuinely here and I have right to be here. That is my narrative. The other side of the story is those who own the land, the Omonile, as you have it in Lagos. In Lagos, even sometime in Lagos today, the Omoniles. Let me put it this way. I know many of you won't want to understand what I'm saying, or you pretend not to understand. There was this issue of election in Lagos State, and the Igbos have been in Lagos. They've been part of Lagos. They contributed. Lagos was actually built with our money. I can tell you that, sir. That Lagos was the federal capital of Nigeria. And 90% of the things built there were built from oil and some few things. Now, all right, we would say we had cocoa at the time, but it was little oil money got in there. I would claim it's my money. Sometimes I'm angry that, hey, the money they use in Nigeria is from my place. But let's talk about Lagos. Lagos as it is. A time came when the Igbos, because the foreigners in Lagos, let me not use the word Igbos, the foreigners in Lagos had a force because they now have a voting power. They can actually eject you from office. There was a time I hear people making the rightful comment that whether you are in Lagos or not, people owns the land. But you have a king in Lagos, don't you have Oba of Lagos? What does that mean? Meaning people own the land. We have a new government, but they are people who own the land. They have a story that have never been told. And maybe they've been told to themselves, but they may not have the narrative to sell it to the rest of the world. That some set of people came to Lagos and taken over Lagos. We are not happy. Are they not entitled to say that? That is one or two things. So today in the United Kingdom, they are angry, they are disoriented, they are not happy with our stay. May God help us that this gets resolved quickly and we don't no more loss of lives, that we're able to live in peace where we find ourselves today. Only question I ask myself is, why are you here? Now I'm asking you, why are you in a foreign land? You might want to say, oh, every land belongs to you. It's a lie. There's a land where your father came from. That is the one apportioned to you by God. If you are in a foreign land, you are in a foreign land. The same way you people in Lagos were able to tell people, don't misbehave in our land. I'm sure if you go to any village in Nigeria, they tell you, don't misbehave there. So we are not at home, we are in a foreign land. And the question I ask ourselves is, why are we in a foreign land? Now, I'm going to bring the topic back now. Let's rewind it to the topic of the day. What is good governance? I'm here trying to waste my time, trying to think. I've been going around the internet looking for a proper definition for good governance. At the end of it today, I'm going to give you my own thoughts. because I don't think anybody can genuinely address the issue of good governance. So let's quickly take a look at this. And I'm some talking so that you can have something to look at. Why that the quiz is making all the noise or trying to waste your time this morning, why you should be doing other things. You see, this is the one piece I picked up from good governance. When this, if all these are even present in a society, and the people do not have food to eat, what will they do? They will run to another land. Now, a country that does not even have what others may call oppressive regime, but can provide food for their people, people do not run away from such countries. I know many of the Western countries want to argue that there's no human rights in some of the Arab nations, but if they have oil and they have food to eat, my guy, they are not running to your village, to your community, like people in Africa are doing. So perhaps while we speak all the good grammar, looking for what the liberty, the new rule of law, and what it is to live in an ideal society is, one of the most important things you want to talk about good governance will be provision of basic amenities. And when I say basic amenities, number one should be food. A good government should be able to feed its people and then provide certain things. And now, the modern law, of course, what the West have come to teach us is that government are not good business people. Law, they've proved, they can prove it, and I agree that government don't do good business. So government rely on others to create the job, to do the business for the people. So the government who is responsible for, if you agree with my simple analysis, that the number one job of government is actually to provide food on the table, create wealth. So I see the whole grammar that is on there now. Government need to be transparent, should be consensus, should be accountable, should follow the rule of law, should be responsive, should be equitable and inclusive. Hey, the number one reason I am in United Kingdom is not because of order, it's because there was no food in my land. Let me put it that way. Or I couldn't see the food in my land. Or maybe I failed to realize the food in my own land. Today, I am looking or trying to, I'm now an idiot. I'm not a foreigner. I'm not an alien, bloody foreigner in another man's land. That is a problem. Unfortunately, in today's Nigeria, as I'm talking to you now, 70% of people in Nigeria will prefer to leave the country. I will say this, 70% of us will want to leave the country. Now, those of us who are already here, because we have enough food to eat, we say, oh, all we need is security. Hello? For me to come back home, I'm only looking for one thing. I'm looking for security. Because I have been able to acquire some money in my pocket that I think I can use to feed myself if I go back home. Or I've been able to empower myself with knowledge that can take me to the next level. But what brought me to the UK? What was I looking for that made me to leave? Now, I'm some talking here. This is very important because we are living in a nation. Hello, guys. Morning everyone. Hi, Lara. You see, as I'm here, all I can ask myself is, how did I manage to become an alien in England? And maybe you should ask yourself too. Had your government been able to provide basic food on the table? I'm just using the word food. Food is not something that goes into the mouth alone. Perhaps many of us won't be thinking of leaving our nation. It got to a point where we know we are not sure of tomorrow meal. We are not sure if we can treat ourselves if something goes wrong tomorrow. So these are basic things. These are not the food. These are not, we're not talking of give us cars to drive. But if I am sick, I should be able to access medical care. If I need food, I should be able to have food on my table if I am responsible. Of course, not every country will have it, because if you are irresponsible, you're not going to get it anywhere in the world. So, but as long as I am a responsible citizen, I think I am entitled to food, something that goes into my mouth, that feed my stomach. And that becomes a great thing today. And I really want to bring some quote in here quickly. And that is the meaning of the word good governance, which is going to mean a lot of things for different people today. But I'm just trying to us to weigh what good governance would really mean for you and me. I'm using the present situation. If there is good governance, my young people will not be out on the streets crying for one thing. They said they want good governance. But the reason they are asking for good governance is because there's no food on the table. That's why they now equate good governance with food. But it is more than the food that goes to the mouth. I mean, there are basic things a man will need. If I am sick, it's part of the food that my body will need. If I need a home to sleep, it's part of what my body needs. It's not pleasure. I'm not asking for the biggest car to drive or to fly airplane, but those basic things. Is it that bad to ask a government to do that? Perhaps while we're looking at the true definition of good governance, we need to look at what we expect from them. I mean, I heard somebody telling me yesterday that we Africans, we expect too much from our government. I don't know what to expect from them if they cannot provide basic food on the table. And that brings us to the kind of government we have today in Nigeria. And that's the big question of today. If you agree with me that the good governance, number one job is to provide the basic amenities, which is number one, food. Number two will be healthcare. Number three will be housing. And I want us to look at what your government is doing and see whether it makes sense what we are going through. Maybe, maybe, maybe the government is doing the right thing. Maybe we're not listening. I'm sure we all have a reason. Don't forget, when I was defining government, I said it's a group of people come together and set up a rules in which they want to be governed. So we came together and made a constitution called the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As part of it, we pick on one of us to implement or to administer what we have agreed. So, and those people is what we call the government. So this government we're talking of, it didn't come from the air, it came from us. And I'm happy we are not being governed by one foreigner today. It's one of us governing us. Tinubu was born in one village. You all know him. He's a village man. And today he's president. So it's not special. He's that man you saw on the street yesterday. And he's now trying to govern you. And the question is, what are you really expecting from him? What can Tinubu give to you? Why are you so angry with the man? Or why are you angry with your governor? All I can think of is because there's no food on the table. And if I am sick, I will not be treated. Because the essence of going to school is to provide food on the table. When you say a nation, we want to go and empower ourselves, all the things we speak, all the grammar is so that we can go and get a job and provide food and provide these basic amenities. So food is essential to the body. Another important thing I can think of is health. If you're sick, you want to be able to get treatment. Now, that is an issue that we can debate. I don't know whether Nigeria is for me or not, to young man, Sunday. Anyway, today I'm just here to talk trash. Let me use the word trash, because if we cannot understand what we ask the government to do for us, then we're in trouble. Most of us are in Europe because the government has failed to provide the basic amenities. Now, you are the same people telling me that the government cannot do good business. So who is doing the good business? Me and you. I've come on the show one day and I talk about the individualistic nature of us. Perhaps our blame in this is when we see government as somebody else. Government is not us, but the government is actually me and you. The government of Nigeria today is me and you. So our not having food on the table is me and you. And that's why even the Bible said it. When you see somebody throwing your destiny in the bin and you don't talk, you are the cause of your problem. How will I put it this way? You're the cause of your problem. How am I the cause of my problem? A closed mouth is a closed destiny. You can see that this person you gave the power to manage your life does not provide food on the table for you. And you cannot be sincere with yourself and say to him, it's not working. Or these young people that came out to say, Baba, this is not working, they are our enemies today. You call their names. They are criminals, they're hooligans. Okay? A set of lawyers, young people, in fact, you call them criminals. No justification for it. The question I ask you is, you are not even supposed to be there because that office is not meant for you. And what I love about it is you're going to be there for just some time. You will soon leave. So that office will be vacant and somebody else will take it. So I'm relaxed. I'm not worried what anybody want to do now. What Oboriwori thinks he can do, because their time will soon come and go. We'll still be here. We'll be looking at you. And when you have left, then you will begin to see that you have failed woefully. And those people are not always forgiven by God. Because the job of God on earth has been given to you, Mr. Tinubu. Oboriwori, God gave you his job. Take. You supersede families. You supersede nations. You are powerful. You have been channeled. We have been given the responsibility to control the affairs of men. If you fail, not being accountable, not being transparent, to provide the basic things, which is two things I want to talk about today, food and health. For these people, you are a wicked father, and the Bible calls you an infidel. That's the highest thing a man could be, an infidel. Well, I'm not going to talk much on what a good governance is, but if you read the piece I have on the table, it said a good governance is a process that involves public institution managing public resources. This is the part I love. Public institutions, maybe the office of the president, the senator, anybody, these are public institutions. Managing public resources. This is the fact. This is the truth. This is the definition of governance, not the definition of even good governance. The job of a government is a public institution. We choose, okay, all of us agree, go there, and because this is the rule we have set for ourselves. You have been put there to govern, to manage the rule, to deal with, to make sure the rule is put in place. You can then punish us. We that put you there, you can tell us, you become more powerful than us because we have put you there and we agree. We've created, it's like a covenant. How would I put it? A covenant with one another. We have a covenant with God and we have a covenant with one another. The covenant with one another is the Constitution. When you have a covenant with one another, that has nothing to do with God, but it is a covenant between me and you, that we should live in a country called Nigeria, that the Constitution of Nigeria says this and this, that we must respect one another, that we must do this and do that. That is our covenant. Now, to implement this covenant, we now appointed Tinubu, let's use the word today, to head the implementation of the covenant. And that is the job of a governance, not even of a good governance. Then what we see, look at the definition for that. They say conducting public affairs, ensuring human rights are respected without corruption or abuse. You see, these are the grammar they teach us. At the end of the day, what some people will consider human rights is not human rights in some places. But at the end of the day, any person who is charged with the affairs of the state that is ensuring that the people have enough food to eat, if that is your concern, like every father trying to make sure there's food on the table in his home, and making sure when the children are sick, he make sure they bring in herbal to treat them. In those days, you treat them, then you are a good father, and that is what a good governance is. Well, I want us to think about this carefully as we look at what we expect from one another in this covenant, in this agreement we have. I don't use the word, when I use the word covenant, it looks too big. A country is an agreement. We all agree to be there. Now, if you don't agree, your father agreed. They agreed to be in this, or you will be forced to agree. So you are there. That's why it is not every day. Everybody cannot be called upon to sign the paper. But the fact that you carry the passport of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have an agreement to be in Nigeria. And whatever Nigeria says is binding on you. So the destiny of Nigeria is your destiny. That's why we say it's our collective destiny. Tinubu is in charge to run the affairs of this. If Tinubu is going astray, it is our job to tell Tinubu, Baba, this is not the way to go. Baba, this is unacceptable to us. It's just that Tinubu doesn't know what to do sometimes. If I were to be Tinubu today, I will be throwing most of the responsibility back on the people. I'll be throwing it back on you who put me there. You give me to do a job. And for me to be able to do the job, I need certain things from you. You see, how will I put it? Nigeria is blessed. All we hear is Nigeria is blessed. Nigeria is a rich nation. How is Nigeria a rich nation? How? You see, how is Nigeria a rich nation? Because Nigeria have oil in our soil. That's what makes Nigeria rich. Think. Or because Nigeria have mineral deposit, gold, this. That was what made Nigeria rich. Think. So if I have a compound today, and I'm told I have oil in my compound, or I have water under the soil, if I don't dig the well to get my water, am I a rich man, or do I have that water? The answer is no. If I were to be Tinubu, I'll be telling you, yes, Nigeria is blessed, but we all need to dig the ground and bring out the wealth of Nigeria. It's not my job to do it alone. It's our collective agreement to live in this country, and we all need to become responsible for bringing out this food. I'm using it now. Two major things we need is one, food. If I were to be Tinubu, I'll be telling you how we're all going to go and work and bring this food out. It's just that Tinubu is lost. What is going on is, I pray that the oil dry out soon, and I mean it. The day oil will dry out of Nigeria, that day we start to behave responsible. In fact, the growth of Nigeria will pick up. Because from the day we know, Tinubu will know there's no oil, no money coming from dollar coming into the country like before. He will think now from that day. That man will start to realize how rich Nigeria is then. Not now. What Nigeria have today is manna falling from heaven. You know those days when manna were falling from heaven, it was coming not because we work for it. No, people were hungry and manna fall from heaven. They took bread and fish and ate. That was the days of manners. So that is exactly what's happening in Nigeria today. If I dare to ask you this, you say Nigeria is rich. Where is the money coming from? I mean, it's so easy to say Nigeria is a rich nation. Where is the money coming from? My guy, you that is a part of Nigeria, have you contributed to the wealth of Nigeria? So what wealth are we talking about? That that God deposited oil in our land, And some set of people help us to discover it, and they are taking the oil away and giving us peanut. That is what makes Nigeria rich. But not funny. You know the question I asked Tinubu, and I'm going to ask him again today. When you sit with your friends, sit among your friends, and you are doing things, what do you see? Do they all sit down and wait for oil? Maybe you go to Saudi Arabia, they have a lot of oil. So the people don't work. The oil come, they will share. They are lucky. Those people are living where, that's where manna is. Manna is falling from heaven. In the United Kingdom where I live, the money is not coming from oil. The money is coming from us. We the people. We the people. They live on the shared responsibility that if you live, if you are a body of God, a body of Christ, as you guys say today, you will need to pay your tithe to the society. That is one of the way you contribute to society. So anybody that tell me, yeah, I pay my tax. Yes, that's fine. You pay your tax, you know. And so if God, when they save Nigerian government, you see, the manner, because the manner is falling, the ordinary Nigeria is not aware that that money belongs to him. If not, Tinubu, you not fit share the money the way they share and so. You know the problem with Nigerian state. We only have a system of government where manners that fall from heaven are shared. So when the oil money pumping, you work for the oil money. You are looking at me now with the verse. When did you work? Where did your papa work for oil? The oil money you are sharing, where did you work for it? Tinubu, the oil money you are sharing today, where you for work for it? Is the oil money your tax money? Sorry, Nigerians, I'm talking. I'm angry. You see, for us to get out from where we are, we're going to say, what is my responsibility to this country I call my own? You all go to church every Sunday, you pay tithe. The pastor say pay tithe, and you preach enough and you pay tithe. You go to mosque and you give alms. That's what the Quran tells you. What alms are you giving to the Nigerian state? Ask me. So because Tinubu knows that there's oil money coming from nowhere, of course, if there's oil money, so the people can relax. Now, the money is not enough to go around. Tinubu, after taking his own, sharing among his governor and mismanaging the remaining ones, what is left is too small to take care of the people. Now, there's no food in the land. The truth is there's no money. The money is not enough. We're broke. We're broke nation. And the reason we are broke is because we don't have enough money. We don't work. We're not working for the money. How many farms do you have in Nigeria? Let us put it this way. And what they say now is this: if the Nigerian government realize how important farming is, have you ever seen Tinubu declare a state of war? You know, all this why now, other than the time of Obasanjo in those days, many of you were not born. We woke up with a slogan called Operation Feed the Nation. Tinubu was alive then. Today there is hunger in your own community. You couldn't declare Operation Feed the Nation. Of course, we don't want to hear that. There's oil money. Most of you Nigerians don't want to hear what I'm even saying now. That's right, there's money. You see the labor people demanding money. And I ask, did you work for the money? Labor, you are asking for money from the federal government. Have you worked for it? Yeah. You want to declare, if there is money in what you have done, you don't even need the federal government to bring the money. If I am working, this is it. I always say to my staff, there's no way I would raise money to pay you from nowhere. If you don't make money, where do I make the money to pay you? Where is the federal government going to make money to pay you? We need to purge ourselves of this entitlement, undue entitlement, and wake up to the reality that manna is not going to fall from heaven forever. And I like when I talk about even our universities. Universities lecturers also will come out and say we are going on strike. Okay. Strike for what? That the school you are governing, you're collecting school fees, the money is not enough, I tell the federal government, remove your hand, remove your dirty hands out of our institutions. Because the private schools are collecting school fees and they pay themselves and they are running a better school. So get out of it if you don't know. If the federal government must do it, pay, like you've rightly said, give the student no, let them pay their tax, let the student pay their school fees, because so that you are getting services. Because at the end of the day, it is better. This is what we're saying this now. Student might be angry with me. I'm going to analyze this. It's better you pay your school fees and the school is properly funded so that you have the best education. And then the lecturer have enough money to pay themselves. I believe a lecturer in Nigeria is entitled to a minimum of 4 million naira. Minimum. That is even it's a stupid wages. But let's assume that is the minimum they should be getting. 4 million naira. And now you are angry that why can a lecturer be paid? When you finish, young man, and you choose to lecture, you'll be earning that 4 million. So the baba that is teaching you now, you become the teacher of tomorrow. So when we say let the lecturer earn some amount of money, which is coming from your pocket, or if you don't have, we will loan you. When you start working, you pay us back. That is a fair deal to go about. No student can justify the reason why you should not take a student loan. We have student loan in the UK. What I'm saying is knowing that manna will not continue to fall, because the way schools are run today is the only money coming from oil that you are sharing to the schools. And it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. Now, because the government have made people so poor, they cannot pay for their healthcare. Otherwise, even when I had the case the other day, I wanted to say, does these people pay for healthcare? But the people don't have money to pay. And don't you ask yourself why they do not have money to pay? Because we see, in our head, we believe that the government have enough money to provide healthcare. They don't have it. Tinubu would rather use the money to go and treat himself. Buhari went and treat himself with the money outside. No, mismanagement is part of it. But the truth is, if the system, if our public institutions are making enough money, they don't need to wait for the government. They don't need to wait for manna to fall from heaven, which is the manna in Nigeria is oil money. The truth is, the Nigerian state is run with only one money, oil money. The only reason all of you open your mouth and talk to the government today is you believe oil money is coming from somewhere. Not that you work for it, the money is coming from somewhere. You know what I call it? That the Christians call it manna, they fall from heaven. Manna go fall from heaven. You never benefit people all the time. If you remember the case of manna, now once God not even give manna all the time. How do you run an economy? How can you continue to sustain an economy if we don't understand these basic things? Good governance. Tinubu just need to realize that my job is to provide food on the table. But I am not Nigeria. Tinubu is not Nigeria. Tinubu is president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We're going to come together. It's depending on you, me, and you, bro. And we all have a job to do. I always want to equate Nigeria to the church. You go to a church, you see the pastor comes on everything. I say, if I were to be president, I'll be preaching every Sunday. Every day. I will not be waiting for Sunday, because every day I'll be collecting money. I will come to Nigeria and I will preach. What I'll be preaching is pay your tax. You know why I say that? Or pay, when I say tithes, I hate the word tax. Pay your contribution to the Nigerian state. It might be by labor. It might be by this. In return, the state will then give back to you. If you don't give to the state, where will the state? If the oil is not coming, where the federal government they see money they share? So, wanna tell me, Nigerians, the money the federal government is sharing, where is it coming from? You know, today now, at the end of this month, Tinubu and all these stupid governors, they wait out for handout to come from the federal government. They are waiting. Handout is coming. Now, like, you say you call yourself governor. You call yourself a governor to just wait for handouts. Tinubu don't receive all your money. You don't fall in block. Manna fall from heaven. We did not work for it. This money you are sharing, you did not work for it, Mr. Tinubu. Mr. Governor, the money you are expecting, you have not worked for it. Even the ordinary Nigerian expecting the lecturer saying, I want to be paid, I want to be this. You have not done the right thing, sir. If you don't do the right thing, everywhere you're working, you must think how that place can sustain itself. Sustainability is the key to societal growth. And until we realize it, we are going to go around this cycle again and again. Have you asked yourself, I started the question, why am I in the UK? Now I want to throw it back to you. Why are you on the street protesting? Why are you hungry? Why don't you have good schools? Why don't you go have good healthcare? Why? It's a question. You know, that I know many of them will say Nigeria is rich. Which money? Did you work for it? So no. So take that out. If the oil money is not falling from heaven, how are you going to feed? Because Tinubu is able to say, let me go and buy the one now because you guys want to cut his throat. He's going to bring in anything I share. And he said he's ruling a country. Of course, the man is scared. I can understand him. But that would be one way. Tinubu is trying to escape trouble. My people, what I have to say this morning is sad. I'm not here to educate you, but I'm here to say the obvious. The problem we have is what this man taught us. God put something in Peter Obi's mouth. He's not, maybe he was not even meant to be president. He just meant to come and tell us what is meant to be done. And that message, I'm afraid, is not even on the pipeline. People don't remember it. You go into a country where all you think about is to share revenue. So if I am going to be governor today, the day I win election, I know money is going to fall into my lap. If I will be thinking that a governor will be saying, okay, what do we have? How do we make more money? Now, we don't do this, we don't do that. The governors of our state have never thought of how to make money. That is not in their DNA. It's not even a part of the Nigerian government. Tinubu have never thought about how to make more money. All we're clapping for Tinubu for is how he shares money. All Tinubu has done since he got to the office is share money. And some of them, they stole it. So that becomes the issue of today. My people, I know that the government, you are angry with the government for stealing money, for not doing, for not being accountable, for not following all the things here. That's why I use the word good governance. I put the red for cycle. On the internet, I picked that data. But the obvious is the first thing you're supposed to think about is not there. The first thing is, where is the money coming from? The money we are even angry about, the money we are fighting about, the money we think we are entitled to, where is it coming from? Now, God, oh, not me talking. If you like, get angry. Shame me today, beast. In fact, don't curse me as much as you want. But if we don't ask ourselves where the money is coming from and begin to channel our energy towards that, that means my responsibility, because I know that if I'm going to live in Nigeria and I'm not productive, I'm bound to be hungry. You that is employed, you go to the local government, you go there, they go break melon. Now your job, they break melon. Come to the hospital here, you see how our nurses work. They put in the 8 hours. The 8 hours is the 8 hours. You don't go there to joke, my guy. Some of you will not go to work, and you said you are entitled. You are entitled to salary because manna, they fall from heaven. Because we grow in a society where the government is irresponsible. They don't ask where the money is coming from. They don't know where the money is coming from. Their job is to share. So you are sitting down there, always waiting for money to be shared. Otherwise, let me use the word. Otherwise, if the Nigerian hospital, let me use it that way, is effective, everybody goes to work and do the needful, we will not be where we are. If the Ministry of Agriculture goes to work and do the needful, we will not be where we are. If the Ministry of Information and Culture, you are people that have all the young, if the Ministry of Sport alone choose to be useful, they don't need to wait. Do you know that the Ministry of Sport have never made a penny in their life? In their entire, all the ministries, let's use sport today. Now I go first. Make us take to sports. Now, they say Ministry of Sport. The federal government will share allocation to the Ministry of Sport. Every month they begin to give them what they need to feed them. They pay all the staffs. And the question you ask yourself, what is the ministry doing? Oh, their own is to prepare people to go to the Olympics. You know, it be like child play. To prepare national team, you will pay them big money. Child play. So the Ministry of Sport cannot make money. Is that what you people telling me? That is the part that got me confused. If the Ministry of Sport cannot make money, I am confused. And I was thinking the other day, and I said, God gave us NTA. My people, please listen to this. God gave us NTA. NTA have the highest reach in the country. The highest reach. Okay. And I know we have football pitches, football stadium across Nigeria. Fact. God have divided us into state and local government. And every state today, God, they can now be football teams that can now be coming to compete to win competition in Nigeria. Now, if NTA, as they sit down in their asses, this is the part of the things I'm talking about. If NTA now work with the Ministry of Sport and say, okay, you know what? Let them play the football. We will show it on television. And only because NTA don't even have content. The funniest thing, they don't have content. People, NTA don't have content. Now, supposing we play football, our young people will be out on the street. And those ones who are even aggrieved, kidnapping us. Some of them are talented footballers. If we are channeling their energy to play football, maybe they will be playing football today on national level and maybe discover internationally. But let's talk about locally. All we hear is how they're going to go abroad and play. No, let's talk locally. Supposing our football team are now organized, now people are now, okay, there's money. When there's money, you'll not be person to tell you to go there. Supposing now every football team or every state is now organizing a competition, then the national competition, and everybody, every city in England have their own football. So you want to sell yourself. I live in Tottenham at one point in time. I support Arsenal. These are communities. So Chelsea is a name of a town. So all these football you see, they are not a local government. They are not up to a local government. So people begin to create their own football team and go and win the Premiership. Nigeria have a Premiership. You know what would have made Nigerian Premiership succeed? If NTA just film it and broadcast it. NTA that don't have the content, waiting for money, collecting money from the federal government of Nigeria. The oil money is what? It's manna that fall from heaven. That's what the federal government is giving to NTA. So if I'm going to work in NTA, I don't need to do anything now. It's my right. I go there and do my shit and then get paid at the end of the month. Tinubu is responsible for your problem. But think and well. This is not about Tinubu alone. Tinubu not cost this one. That NTA cannot make money is not the fault of Tinubu. It's the fault that we as a people have come to accept that manna will fall from heaven. And the manna money is what we are sharing. Otherwise, NTA have no single moral ground. People in the Ministry of Sport have no single moral ground to ask the federal government for salary. Why should they be paid salary? Explain to me. I don't understand this. You know what? Let me put it this way. I have a very close relationship with people in Nollywood. Do they wait for federal government to give them salary? Because Nollywood people, they realize that manna is not going to fall from heaven. They are now making their films, and in the course of making their films, they make sure they make money. And you guess what? Only that industry is better than every other industry in the world. Nollywood, you should clap for them. In the United Kingdom, if they don't give us money, if government don't give us money, we wait for manna to make film in England. But Nollywood, they know there is no destiny like that for them. So they're now making their films and they're making their money. Look at what they have done for themselves. Okay, have you heard Nollywood complaining, going on strike, that federal government are not paying them? You see, what I'm saying is, if Nollywood could do it from their own sweat And then they create an industry and create all this amount of jobs. Maybe we should be thinking to ourselves that maybe we are responsible for our problem. If the big ministry or the big television, which is bigger than Nollywood, most of the people practicing in Nollywood today, they all came out from NTA. They were former staff of NTA. And that's the funniest thing. Some of them work at NTA, some of them just now street people can join Nollywood. But the beauty of it, they now learn. When you go to Nollywood, they're not saying that money is going to come from somewhere. You know, I was about to encourage Nollywood on the need for grants and all that. And I said, no, I don't want to preach it. Because these people are operating without grant. In UK, we live on grant to make movies. We don't need it. We don't need manners to fall from heaven to make movies, and we are not waiting for it. Why are we waiting for manners to feed ourselves? Does Nollywood need manners to do what they do? The young boys singing, do they need manners to do it? The answer is no. Why are we looking for manners to feed ourselves? President Tinubu is a failure, agreed. People like Yahaya Bello, I have his slide. And when I just remember Yahaya Bello, I would smile. You see, these are village fools. But the truth is, they are not the problem. If, in fact, you are only listening to them because you have been told that you have an entitlement from the state, Nigeria, that some money is supposed to come to you for doing nothing. If not, if I am a VC of a university and I cannot make money to pay the people working with me, I should resign. In fact, I should tell the person I won't do the job. I have been in that case before. Somebody gave me a school to run in Cotonou. And I have to say this today. I won't name the person. He gave me a school to run in Cotonou. And I said, okay, if I run this your school, it's a very beautiful art academy. And I said, all facilities were there. All I need is to bring in the staff and we run the school. And my job was to run a school. With all the state of art equipment, my vision was then to form a school where they train people to do artwork, maybe be filmmakers, directors, and all that. And my approach was, if I bring in people, lecturers to teach in this school, the student will be learning the art of filmmaking through the process of while we are making movies. So this is what I said. I said my lecturers will be people who are already in the field practicing films. Directors, DOP, producers, people with the right experience. You bring them in to be the teachers. And how are they going to teach? We will start making films, and the students are those we take in to support, to work with us in the course of making film. You know what they call apprenticeship? That is how our forefathers taught us. That's how skills were passed from one people to the other. In those days, we didn't go to any formal school to go to school. But you will go and stay with your uncle who is a bricklayer. As he is working with you, as you are carrying the brick with him, you are learning your skill. And when you finish, nobody teaches you. You go and you immediately start your work. The Igbo have done it well. Saying the person, in fact, what the Igbo have done, I don't understand. How can somebody be learning how to sell biscuit for 9 years? But it works. It's said to be the most successful in the world. Today, it's not as if it's only in Nigeria. In the world, the CNN said the Igbo apprenticeship, they use the word Alaba International, and apprenticeship skill system is the highest incubator of successful small businesses worldwide. And I said, that's what I'm going to use. I employed that. And I said to him, Oga, if I am going to, they said, no, there's money coming from somewhere, wherever he's getting this money. I wasn't interested. Because I know that business will fail if the man has fought, if the man has stopped. The man has stopped. The business has failed. I can tell you that, sir. The only reason the business failed today is because manna has stopped. I won't go into the details with you guys. But the truth of what I'm saying is, when you are given a VC and you don't think of how that university is going to sustain itself, you are a wish. You're waiting for manners all the time to fall from heaven, because the federal government is going to release money to you. And I'm talking now, every other base relax. Can you imagine how much NTA will be making if it's a private business? Not because it's a private business alone, but because we have, it's not the fault of the people working at NTA right now. It's the fact that we believe that manna is coming. And that manna is just a small oil money. Then they worry also. And the whole protest we are on today, Tinubu is the person that would have gone, he's a winner. He's someone that would have won. A true president will come out and say, yes, oh my children, this is where we are. You know why we are here? Because the money which we're supposed to plant. Sanusi is my hero. Sanusi said the oil money we are getting today is supposed to be seed money. We need to plant it. When we plant it, it's going to germinate. But the seed money is what we are sharing. Could you understand? If you share seed, that's more corn when you're supposed to plant. Now you can't share. Where that country will be? The corn that you're supposed to plant, and in another 6 months will become something else. You are sharing the corn and they eat up. In 6 months, there will be no food in the land. That is where we are. Now we are borrowing. Now everywhere it is war. And there will be war. Because we don't think outside the box. We've been taught that manna is coming. There's money coming from oil. Every single Nigerian is being taught that you can survive by waiting for money to fall from heaven. Every department and our expectation today. Why is the federal government not doing this? Why government not bring road for us? Why government not do this for us? Hey, where the government forget the money, my brother? That's more oil money when you're supposed to plant to do better things. Now you see me they bring come construct road for you. What do you expect? The foolish village man will come pack sand for that road. He don't do the work finish. The kind of village man now, how many of your leaders actually have the understanding of what it takes to lead? And with all the pressure, with all the trouble, if now you not go put, if now you be Tinubu, you not go say they open the border and make food come, make you for free sleep. Because where Tinubu is now, the man is lost. He never see. I know they're sorry for that. Maybe you won't be president. I know they take your talk and say, "Na my turn. Now your turn, Baba rule." The truth is, we cannot share seed money. We're talking about, I said the only problem we need is food. I've been talking about what good governance means to put food on the table. How is there going to be food on the table if the money you're supposed to use to plant, you are sharing it? And you are expecting the money to be planted. If I tell you that there's no productive arm of Nigerian state, no one. No one. You see why? Have you people there? Festus Keyamo, they gave him to be at the vessel, Minister for Aviation. I will talk today, no verse. How can you be Minister of Aviation with all the money you could have made? If they go celebrate with airpiece, I see her for the airpiece flight and they laugh. God, I said, these people are sick. Do you know what a national air carrier would do for Nigeria alone? Nigerian Airways, back. Run like a proper business. You cannot run it like manna is falling from heaven. You don't go into an airline business and say, oh, money will come tomorrow. You are sick. Nigeria will loan you money as a ministry to start with 10 aircraft. And the aircraft must double. You must come with a business plan. Otherwise, you're not doing it. You see, that's why people like the Keyamo, they're waiting for the allocation too. And you know how poor you are. Let me tell you this way. They're waiting for the allocation to come. What a ministry as buoyant, as rich as the aviation ministry, they're doing nothing. And they are comfortable. They wear big clothes, you know, that Robo myself. I like them. You go tie, you know, the tie apart. Now this is na lawyer I be. Come on, man. We're not going to come out of these difficulties if we continue the way we are now. There will be no food on the table until we change this. Like I said, if Tinubu not a human being at all, if Tinubu understands what it means to be a president, he will not be having this problem. The problem will be thrown back to people, to me and you. And all of us then, in fact, the kids today will not be asking for just food. They'll be asking for something else. You know, and I said to myself, why if I'm the president of Nigeria, why would I give cash to to Boriwori again this month. I mean, tell me, why would I ever give cash to Boriwori? What has he done? Wait, why does Boriwori think, or let us say, does he think I will be giving him cash? So what they're doing is to use the cash that we're having, which was supposed to show to maintain peace. The peace is still what we're not getting. Otherwise, which is the wisdom? Where is the wisdom that the federal government is not sharing money? This month they will share. Next month they will share. They will share to the government, they share to the ministry, they share everywhere. Tinubu will share in own. If they build new aircraft, somebody went to the money we're supposed to buy aircraft for Nigeria. Tinubu is buying more. He want to buy aircraft for himself. The money, if I only Ministry of Housing, if I be, oh God, if I be governor, if I be president of housing, I will build small. If private people can be building houses, look at Abuja, houses are erupting every day. If private people can do it, the state cannot do it. Oh, state are not good businessmen. Then we really need to run. Because if the state build houses and give to the civil servant and you collect the money, you're not even waiting for them. You collect it from their salary. They have a home to stay now. They are comfortable and you're getting your money back. Would that be so bad? And you're creating job by building more housing. Oh my God, I don't understand this at all. Instead, you know what? The so-called Ministry of Housing, what I get one like that. They did it every month. Money never come from the federal government too. Now don't carry money come. So a ministry that could be making money. And the argument is the government cannot do business. I'm not saying that government must even do this business alone. I came on the show here and I said, why Tinubu they go borrow money? The money there with us. Tell us that this is the government vision, that in the next 3 years or the next 10 years, we are building houses. It's a constant thing that you invest in the ministry, in housing. Invest in housing. You know what the real estate boys are doing now? They are calling on Nigerians, and I did it in my last week, in Nigerian week here. The essence of it is to invite Nigerians to invest in housing. Quote me, to invest in housing. That is, if you come, buy a house in Nigeria, we will rent it out for you. You know, or you don't need to pay once, pay small. How about the federal government? Set up a scheme. We're not saying run it. With private people, you know, when you create such a business, when government creates such a business, they should set up an agency independent of government to run it. Okay, this is the Ministry of Housing. This is the agency in charge of it. So people can invest in Nigerian housing. So that's if we not borrow. If me self, me as Tinubu, I know I get some oil money to plant into housing as a seed, not to pay salaries. I will only give that money to them as a seed. That this money you will begin to build houses, and your money, your salary will be coming from from people that buy your houses or people that rent it. Now, this is the body that will run it. And Nigerians, invest if you want to make profit from this, because there's big money coming from there. If private people are making so much money from housing, how can federal government not make money? The same thing I said now, if you use it education, you see, the Education Commission, they should be responsible. You see, this money, the loan will go to the Education Commission, monitoring how students pay their school fees. The money, you just monitor it. And the government don't need to be the one doing it. But the question is, what's so bad if the government does it? I don't know why. But let's leave it. Let's say they are not qualified to do it. So the painful thing is we're living in a society where we're waiting for manners to fall from heaven. Manners will not fall from heaven. Manners did not. You see, manna fell from heaven once in the Bible. It was not a continuous thing. Because if God wanted to create us and give us manners, then he didn't need to give us brain. He didn't make us. In fact, everything God created, he created them with some level of independence. Yes. When God creates, You guys don't understand the Bible. Sometimes I love the Bible and I can go back to it again and again. And I use Genesis 2. You know, Genesis 1, all they tell us in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and this. On the seventh day, God rested. You know this, Genesis chapter 2. He said, and God put man in the garden, and he said, till the land. That time, we never get quarrel with God, though. So it's not when we offend God and God said we should go and till the land, though. It was his intention for us to till the land. He said, go ye and multiply. When you say multiply, grow, you know, because I created you in my image and likeness, meaning you have all the potential to multiply. And yet, we live in a nation where we don't multiply. We do not multiply. Where Tinubu multiplies since he came? A president that doesn't know that his job is to multiply the resources available, only to squander it. Baba Tinubu, tell me how much you have made for Nigeria since you became president. Baba, you not do well at all. Oborigori, tell me how much you have made for Delta State to become governor. Even an investment banker like Edo State governor, Godwin Obaseki, as intelligent as you are, you couldn't invest in Edo State. What you see is Tofi ideology. You know what they do? I empower young people. I give them training. These people, they come to build event centers. Event centers with no plan of tomorrow. There's no sustainability because it's not going to be sustained. The only reason it's not going to be sustained is the thing is not going to make money. No, it's okay to say, I want to construct a road from here to there. Tinubu, if you use your money, construct road. You're not going to send me the pay toll gate. Now, it's okay to say, Nigeria, I don't want to pay toll gate. If you don't pay toll gate, how will that road be maintained? Tomorrow, the road is bad because the money coming, the manna is not enough to maintain all this long throat when we get. It's like people like having a Coca-Cola paycheck on a champagne champagne appetite. When your appetite, now champagne you want, but your paycheck na Coca-Cola. What we have now from oil is Coca-Cola. Our appetite in Nigeria is champagne. We want to drink champagne. But whereas the small money when they come, the only money we get, they come from oil is Coca-Cola. Small money. For a population of 200 million, how can that money be enough? Then by the time your leaders don't steal their own, you know, the whole focus is lost. We are no more talking about the really important thing that's supposed to make us grow as a people. We are now focused on how Tinubu corrupt, how one stupid, foolish boy from Kogi steal money. And now you see them, they call even the foolish boys are now even, they are galvanizing. You can see, Allah, if they leave the higher belly, for them, they use private jet. Now this pursue one day, they pursue and so. Look at Wike of all people, very irresponsible fool. Look at what, he had the best state with all the resources. If you try me, tell me what you have done in Rivers State that is bringing money to Rivers today. Boy, one thing you did in Rivers State in your 8 years in office, that today Rivers can bank on it. So all the money they gave to you, as easy you take and build infrastructure, go better for you. You say, I build infrastructure. That is the kind of government we have, infrastructure governance. Okowa in his time in my state, Okowa, you know what? That one, we can do. If you don't say you go make noise, you go give you essay, you go give you 200,000 naira salary. Your destiny is sealed. A young boy growing up in Nigeria today, living on 500,000 naira because it's an essay. Not be your destiny. You don't sell. You sold your destiny. What is 500,000 naira? Do you know how much a cleaner earn in England? This is what. See, Ajero, I know will forgive you because I was thinking that you and Tinubu had a chance to save Nigeria. If I were to be a Ajero labor man, maybe I'll be labor people. I'll be telling government to get their hands off the things that we need to sit down and talk, Mr. President. We're not going on strike. We need to sit down and talk. This job we are doing, we want to make money. So if the money we are giving to you, if you say the money you are making, the federal government is collecting it, this is what I would say to labor. If Labour, if the money you are making is going to federal government and they're not giving it to you, show us. The Labour Congress, the Nigerian Labour Congress, the money you guys are making that the federal government is collecting, that is not giving back to you, that is not paying you well, Mona, show us. That should be your argument. That we work, we do this. All you can hear Labour say is the money that comes from oil. I rest my case. If not lie, but Labour, tell me if you ever seen any argument in Nigeria say we made so amount of money for the federal government and this is how they use it. That the government of Nigeria misused the money that we made for them? No. It's the money that is coming from oil that we are talking about. My guy, I'm not a part of that narrative. I pray we come to the senses of what true leadership is, what good governance is. It's not all this rubbish here. Good governance is about productivity. You see, when you see a shrewd businessman come to rule the affairs of Nigeria, he shall to be a very wicked businessman. You know work, you know go talk. That's what Bible talk. Not be me. God not put you there. He not give you brain for nothing. God gave you brain to work. You know what? We are creative people. Sometimes they tell me, you know, when I see today, I'm still a filmmaker. When you bring a script to my office and you say, let us make this movie, I'll be asking you, but if we make the film, I want to sell it. I know, I just love art. Get out of my office. Because I have so many people who love art. They are no more here. They don't go do other job. They don't go look for job. If you do anything and you are not making money, what will happen? You will disappear. If Nollywood were not making money today, Nollywood for don't close down. The only reason we have Nollywood is because Nollywood is making money. The only reason we're talking of the music industry because music industry is making money. Any industry that cannot make money will dissolve. It's automatic because that's not how God created this world. God created you to be productive. And you're not productive, you are zero. You are a waste of space. You are no use. So, Labour, show me what you have done for the federal government that you are asking more money for. The answer is you don't know. You cannot even point it. Or if Nafi tell me, I will keep quiet. The federal government itself, who are they to ask you that question? Because all the federal government, that Tinubu made money, you know. So we all living, Tinubu knows that he's not making money, so he cannot ask you. Otherwise, he will be asking you, but what the money will see we can share for you? But you ask Tinubu, where that oil money? That oil money not rich now, bro. You know go rich. That na Coca-Cola money. Where Nigeria they go, na champagne with the drink. We know they take Coca-Cola. How you go to survive? Now people who are not vessel. You know, see that Chris na madman. I come to talk about good governance. I come for in good. I mean well. Today, I didn't want to talk about the protest. Because 90% or what I expect the protest to really address. That's why I'm going to end the show with this. What I want to see in the protest, President Tinubu go and walk. Governor Obaseki go and walk. We should go and walk. That is the thing I say. And when I say walk, I mean it too. You know, if Tinubu can only come to UK, and learn how government make money. Sometimes it's invasion on us, but that's why. So we all should be shrewd. We all should be wicked in this approach. To the government of Nigeria must be. If you die here in this country, in the United Kingdom, you pay inheritance tax. That is for your dying. Who died? They pay tax. That you don't understand what I'm saying. It's called inheritance tax. If I die today, if I get money, 100,000, government, my children cannot get the 100,000. 40% belongs to government. Now 60%, now 60,000, how my children will get. 40. If you don't give that money to government, my children will go to jail. It's called inheritance tax. Meaning for dying, you will see pay tax. That is why the government makes money. They don't joke with it. If you don't pay that tax, prison they wait for you. Maybe person die here say you just share money. Wait first, so you know how many people don't die for Nigeria today? Imagine if Tinubu they collect that small money. But of course, Tinubu not get the moral grant to collect that money because he himself not the work. And my guy, what I'm saying, everybody need to get out to work. We all need to think how to make money. You see, when it comes to tax, I call it tithe to society. The government must be mean. You know what they do with this money? The money the government is collecting from you in the United Kingdom. That's why we have the NHS. Those who are sick get free medical treatment. You see, you ask, how can I pay inheritance tax? Yes, you are paying it because when you are even gone, the one you leave behind, they are entitled to free medical health care. How about paying that? Do you mind? Instead of thinking of how to save money for your children to treat themselves, the government has got that covered. When I'm sick in the United Kingdom, that's why anybody that is in the United Kingdom is going to Nigeria, he say, the only reason we are still here, even those of us that made money, we want health care. NHS is the most unique body in the world. When you think about what you get, paying inheritance tax means nothing to you. I'm just using one. But what I'm trying to say is the government here, they are not joking with the money. They make sure they collect that money so the society can run smoothly. Question I asked Tinubu, how much you collect for taxes? How much will I collect from us this month? They're not able to work. That is a government that's not working. And if we continue like this, we can kill him. Failure remains a self-fulfilling prophecy. A society that lives on handouts, what we call handouts. Because what is coming from oil is handouts. It's too small. Imagine if federal government is making money from oil. Can't they make money from inheritance tax? Can't they pay our taxes? Can't they collect? You see that Tinubu will be so rich. In fact, this thing we are talking of now will be alien to him. What are you talking about? Food. Tinubu go to subsidize farmers. You go to pay money for where he's supposed to put the money. And that is the money not the high though. I know most of you think Tinubu have money, that the federal government. You are broke. There's hardly how much oil you guys going to sell that will be enough to run this champagne appetite you guys have in Nigeria. It's not there. If we're going to get out of this, we need to wake up and we need to do the needful. The needful here is for everybody to go and work. Labor, I know so I don't go sit down. You don't go sham, you don't calm down for every day. You see, you are ashamed because you were not pursuing the right thing. Or you say, pay me more money. You know, labor come to me and say, we want more money. Yeah, we want more money. You're entitled to more than what you ask for. How can a reasonable person be working in Nigeria for less than 5 million a month? We are more than that. We are more than that. The only reason we are not getting that money is because we refuse to deal with this reality I'm talking about today. Nigerians we can pay ourselves 2 million minimum wage. Minimum salary. But we can only do that if the federal government chooses to make money and if you choose to work and make money. If NTA now embank on a section, NTA, if I tell you the kind of money when NTA for the maker, you know, I said something. I use sport today. If NTA just film the Nigerian football, not the one that they do sometimes, we say, maybe like say the joke. But look at the number of cameras. I'm sure we can borrow money to buy good cameras and film the football well. Get what? All the branding around the stadium. All the branding around the stadium. And say you won't go show for television because every Nigerian would love to watch sport, watch football, good football. And young people will not play good football for us. Imagine how much NTA we make from that alone. No vessel. I just talked that one now. I talk another one. You see Nollywood there? The first time I asked them, no verse Nollywood guys. Una go make my own film finish. I talk that the priest is a bad person. No verse. How can you make film finish? You go won't give out to Netflix. Netflix will come sell the film to us. I know they will be very intelligent people. Nigerians are very intelligent. Yeah, I know. But you will use your money to make your own film. You will not give it to Netflix. Netflix will not sell for you. Nigerians. So Benin people talk will be full. That job when Netflix they do, are you telling me NTA and Nigerian government cannot come and make that money which Netflix is making out of us? Bah. Can there be a better distribution outlet for our movies than NTA? Now, the internet, can it be so difficult for NTA to take it up? You see, NTA today, for my office there, when I go back, me come out, I don't mind. When I drive me come out for there, and they see Star Times. See that the Chris office, see NTA, I couldn't wonder, God, where is this coming from? Where are we as a people? Can we monetize what we have? Maybe it's not even late. My brother, let me do this way. The last time we were driving on that road and you said the road is bad, there was a time I could not get to Ugara. I couldn't cross that to Olugbo. Luckily, I flew to Benin, but I couldn't cross. And this road was bad. My guy, I'm sure every driver there, the suffering they were suffering, if they were asked to pay 300 naira every day they pass the road so that they will have a good road to pass, therefore pay. So the federal government is afraid to ask for that money from them. I'm sure I'll be more than happy to pay 1,000 naira so that I'll have a good road. I'm sure it's cheaper for me than the money I will use to the bad road that is destroying my car. You see in Nigerian motor, you understand? This is the bad road. I'm sure if you educate me that if I pay this money, then the road will be better and I will not be spending money on those mechanics. All those shock observers, I'm sure Nigerians will pay. But it is a job of the institution to make it work. That's why good governance is a process that involves public institution managing public resources. That's good governance, Tinubu. Not sharing our money. The money not rich, Baba. It's not enough. You can be angry. The money not rich. I go play one advert. Because now that one will sit to pay the bills. Those of now when they go Abuja, I'm gonna go stay for accommodation. I'll come back, I can't close the show. I not come with quarrel, I come in peace. But anybody that watch this show today, you know that I started very slow. That's me, that the Christians need to wake up to this. I only use one slide today. I have millions of slides. I have a lot of things I prepare for the show. I wanted to read the newspaper. I said no. You guys can pick the newspaper and read on your own. There's something difficult that we need to talk about. And like when I set up a platform, I said a television is a place where we talk to each other about ourselves. So if that decrease of 4 people come on the platform like this and talk to you, I want us to talk to each other. And I want us to be sincere with one another. Have you asked yourself why we are broke? Yeah, I know say Tinubu shop all the money. Tinubu not even get out. Oh God. There's no money. This is a country that we are 200 and more million people. How much is coming from oil? When the foolish men don't share their own finish, they don't thief and finish, can't share, give the governors finish. Nothing remains for us, my brothers. We need to make the right demand. Young people that are out there on the street, make the right demand. The demand today is not just food, because the food will not come. You asking federal government for food. Where is the food coming from? Let us all go and work. I use the word work. I say let us go and farm. But only farm is not the answer. God said we should till our land. He has deposited everything in the land. We are all young people. We will remain hungry if we don't till the land. God is best for us. Let's go on a break. When I come back, I'm going to tell you one secret, then we'll close the show today. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than Srtv Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV shortly apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 070-6237-9915 or 080-7082-7331.
Welcome back, my people. This is Wake Up Nigeria, that the craze is still on the groove control. I am sorry that I made some of you very angry this morning. I know the president will never give me a big slap if he gets me. But hey, this has to be said. We need to be worried about where we are. Manna fell from heaven once in the Bible. It was not a daily occurrence, because God expected them of that time to be able to provide for themselves. God has deposited all the best thing in our land. In fact, not on the soil alone, on the surface. The reason I know is a set of people came out from nowhere and they created an industry called Nollywood. Today is making a lot of money for the country. Government, they didn't wait for government for one thing. They are not among those people even on the strike today because they are taking care of themselves, because they do one thing right. They are making money. We can continue to beat Tinubu if we don't make money. So the first thing we should tell Tinubu, Baba, show us how you are making money for us. Governor Boriwori, show us how you are making money for us. This dancing governor, I know say you be fine guy, you dey dance. Baba, how much have you made for Osun State since you became governor? Shawolu, you see, there was a time Tinubu was governor of Lagos State. He had problem with the Obasanjo. No money was coming to them. Tinubu was making money. I pray, if I tell you today, I pray this oil dry out, so Nigeria will get to its feet again. Believe me, if oil go today, there was a time I was in UK, I said the source of my making money, what if you stop? I go die. That was when things got better. It was when that source dried out, that was when things got better for me in the UK. So maybe we don't need this oil. Since it's now a poison, oil that's supposed to make our body smooth, sweet, is now a problem. It's now a poison to us. Every Nigerian, government, private, are entitled to money just because they are Nigerians. Not that they work for it. So today, all of us are waiting for oil to fall from heaven. If you see people in the article, the only reason the Northerners are trying to must make sure that everybody want to be president is because when you are there, there's money to throw around. But we do know, or we have come to realize that that money is not enough to go around. It will only go to some few people, the rest are dying. But we can do better. Money not the hide though. If Nigeria have money, it will go around. If we are productive today, let's say put it this way, say all of us, a chunk of Nigerians, or there's a structure in place to farm in Nigeria, we'll be producing enough food and we'll be selling to the rest of the world. Money will come. It will be like Nollywood that has made movies, local effects, they make for DVD, they sell them within a Idumota there. Later it went out, it's now international. If we start to make food, we will feed ourselves and we begin to sell, we'll be like Nollywood. Football, if NTA wake up and say all these footballers, all these young people, make people they play football, make them not do your way again. You see young boys, able men and women, they will play football and they will sell. That video go sell around the world. Not only Nigeria will watch the football team. I can tell you that if we program it well, not only Nigeria will watch our football, the world will be watching our football. The way we watch Premiership, una get conscience, una get vision at all. Premiership is watched. In fact, you people are supporters of Chelsea. This Akpa, you don't even know what you know where Chelsea did. But I have no problem with that. But they were able to do that because they brought it to your face. How can people know about you if television is not there? You for reach, you know where they for play football for England. If television is not there to bring that to you, what is NTA doing? And yet the NTA I'm talking about, they wait for Mona Novels, so guys in NTA. I'm not becoming that today, but Mona Novels, they wait for only manna to fall from heaven. NTA staff are paid by the federal government. They call themselves, well, civil servants. NTA staff, they are what? They are civil servants. And when they are poor, they ask me why they are poor. You will remain poor until you choose to be productive. Yes, sir. Because the manna is not enough to go around. I don't want to talk about agric today. I just want to remind you what NTA would have done for us. I was on the show yesterday, and I let you guys know that Nigerians spend 4 trillion naira on health tourism. Health tourism. Our budget, yearly budget is 1.3 trillion. We spend 4 trillion when we take to go abroad for tourism. They go treat ourselves. At the sick, I get hernia, I get malaria. No, if you take Nigerian treatment, you run abroad. We imagine, say that kind of hospital Ibori was able to build in Ogara is sustained. And we have 50 of it. People will be coming from abroad to come and take treatment in Nigeria. That will bring in money to us. Hey, Ataya. But by the time we think that we are entitled to medical health care, who's going to pay for it, my brother? Now that's more oil money like they pay. So the small oil money go pay for your nyash, pay for your this. You go see why you they sleep with your wife. If you wait for the oil money, they can't give your wife the left for you. Attire Nigeria, this is not a way to go. I pray that my message today sink well into every single one of us. I come in peace. I don't know whether I have a friend in the show today. I've attacked Tinubu, I've attacked Labour, I've attacked me, I've attacked you. But look beyond the attack and see whether there's any strong message here. We cannot continue to wait for manna to fall from heaven in the name of oil. Oil is meant to be planted. It's like a seed money God gave to us. With this oil money, meaning we can do anything we want to do, but we just believe that we are comfortable with the oil money. Like I said, that's somebody that have a champagne appetite on a Coca-Cola paycheck. It is not sustainable. It is not good for us. I'm going to end the show there by saying thank you all for joining me. I will try and do a better show tomorrow because as you guys see, I'm not in the studio. I am somewhere where I'm supposed to be doing other stuff and I just choose to come in the studio. So the surrounding is quite difficult for me to cope. So you see me bending down and trying to look and do what I have to do. But I hope I've passed the message clearly to you guys. The essence of my show is for us to look at ourselves. And if you watch my show again and again, the message is not going to be far from this, what you heard from me today. I have a mission. My mission is to make Nigeria productive. And not the type of productivity we are talking about now. Every aspect, you and I, the federal government should be collecting more taxes. My guy, if you pay the tax and you can't get free hospital, it's not better for you. You can't get house to stay, it's not better than for you now today. You see, everybody in Nigeria today, you build a house, you think of how to get water. As they build the house, they think of borehole. In the United Kingdom, the water will run into your home, my guy. What are you doing, man? You don't think of how to get electricity. Here, there's electricity. Come on, man. We can do better. And God gave us, we'll come to the issue of electricity one day. I'm not an expert. I want to bring the person. Because if Nigeria today have the best of sunshine, God the best for us. If the international community, the people here have sun when Nigeria get, they'll be living on solar. Yet we are here we are suffering in the midst of plenty. God refused that for us today. And I really want to use this opportunity to pray because I'm still a Christian. I don't know whether I'm a Christian really, but I believe in God. I believe in God, and I believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. I believe Jesus Christ did all he has to do. I believe in the sacrifice he made for us. I believe we are saved. So I am a Christian with Jesus. I believe in that. So, meaning I will continue to remind us that when Jesus was on earth, even the kind of miracle when a pastor they perform today, Jesus Christ no performer. You get what that Pastor Chris, I hear you. You do like this. People fall for the other side of the river. Baba, I remember I heard the show today, they go to work. May I keep quiet. Listen, that's why I heard the show today. My name is Daddy Chris, and I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll certainly see you guys tomorrow when I'll be more stable in the studio, and then we'll have a more stable show. Until then, stay blessed, and may God bless you all, and God bless Nigeria, and God bless me, Daddy Chris, so that I'll be here for you tomorrow. Stay out of trouble. Good night. Why is this one Chris? You know, for some